Today on Rappler. Vice President Sara Duterte attends a rally calling for President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s resignation. A Senate panel gives Apollo Quiboloy 48 hours to justify why he shouldn't be arrested for ditching the hearing into his alleged human rights abuses. President Marcos says the Philippines hasn't rejected any proposals from China in managing tensions in the South China Sea. Authorities raid the POGO compound in Tarlac over allegations of human trafficking. Social media users are outraged over the viral resort built on the foot of the Chocolate Hills in Bohol. And data shows Filipinos were the top buyers of Klook's Taylor Swift The Eras Tour packages. Vice President Sara Duterte attends the prayer rally at the Liwasang Bonifacio on Tuesday, March 12, organized by supporters of Kingdom of Jesus Christ preacher Apollo Quiboloy. Attendees call for the resignation of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Duterte takes photos with supporters of Quiboloy as they flashed placards bearing the message, "Protect VP Inday Sara." Sara did not speak before the crowd even as organizers invited her to come up the stage. Former President Rodrigo Duterte also attended the prayer rally. Quiboloy has been the subject of Congress's marathon hearings over his alleged human rights abuses. He faces a contempt order before the Senate and the House for snubbing inquiries of both chambers. On March 11, Sara released a statement defending Quiboloy, saying Quiboloy was being treated unfairly. The Senate panel led by Senator Risa Ontiveros gives doomsday preacher Apollo Quiboloy 48 hours to explain why he should not be arrested for skipping the Senate's inquiries into his alleged human rights abuses. The Senate Committee on Women, Children, Family Relations, and Gender Equality served a show cause order to Quiboloy on Wednesday, March 13, which was received by his office in Makati. Issuing a show cause order is part of the due process followed by the Senate after it issued a contempt order against Quiboloy. This comes after Senator Robin Padilla failed to block the contempt order issued by the Senate panel. In an interview with ANC's Head Start, Ontiveros says the Senate's Office of the Sergeant-at-Arms will be the one to arrest Quiboloy, and in case they cannot locate him, the Senate will seek assistance from the Philippine National Police. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. asserts his administration has not turned down any suggestion raised by China in managing the escalating tensions in the West Philippine Sea.
We have not rejected any proposals that China has made to us, but the premise is something that we question.
This after a Chinese diplomat alleged the Philippine government was ignoring Beijing's proposals to, quote, normalize the situation in the South China Sea. In an interview with Manila Times, an anonymous Chinese official claimed Beijing sent 11 concept papers to the Philippines but were supposedly met with inaction by the Marcos administration. But Marcos says China is working under the proposition that Manila adheres to its sweeping claims.
And with that premise that China has made is that their territory is follows what is now described as a 10-dash line. This is not recognized by any country, any international body, certainly not by the Philippines.
Philippine authorities conduct a raid on one of the biggest offshore gaming operations compounds in Tarlac on Wednesday, March 13, over alleged human trafficking and serious illegal detention. More or less 408 people are accounted for. All are working inside the Philippine Offshore Gaming Operations or POGO compound. Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission spokesperson Winston Cassius says the warrant stemmed from a complaint filed by a Vietnamese who escaped from the POGO compound on February 28. A Malaysian meantime alleged he was being held against his will inside the POGO compound. 17 of the foreigners who were rounded up were caught in a van during a hot pursuit operation along M.A. Rojas Highway. During the search of the POGO premises, authorities found scripts of a love scam modus, as well as Android smartphones and iPhones with possible scam transactions. Social media users expressed outrage over a controversial resort built within the protected zone of the Chocolate Hills in Bohol Province. The resort went viral after social media users shared content creator Ren the Adventurous post, which showed an aerial view video of the property. Julieta Sablas, the administrator of the Captain's Peak Garden and Resort, says they began seeking permits from the Environment Department's Protected Areas Management Board and authorization from local government officials. The DENR says it issued a notice of violation to the project proponent on January 22, 2024 for operating without an ECC. Senator Nancy Binay calls out the resort and the government agencies that allowed its development in the protected zone. If you felt that half of the Philippines flew into Singapore to see Taylor Swift, you might actually be onto something. Data from travel and experience app Klook shows Filipinos were the top buyers globally of Klook ticket bundles for Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour in Singapore. Tickets bought by Filipinos account for somewhere between 10 to 15% of the ticket bundles sold, compared to single-digit sales percentage from other ASEAN countries. Michelle Ho, General Manager of Klook Philippines in Thailand, says that despite the pricey ticket bundles for the show, their allocations were sold out in 6 hours. She adds people these days are willing to travel for new experiences they want to share with their loved ones. Klook's data show Filipinos who traveled internationally in 2023 and early 2024 usually visit nearby destinations. Locally, the most visited destinations by Klook users were the following. And that's today's wrap. I'm Kara Oliver. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. Follow us on Rappler's YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok.